I hope that as this Christmas season unfolds, it's really blessed for you. I really hope that. I still savor how delightful our Christmas masses were. My time with my family. I don't get enough time with them, and I just love it. I'm kind of bummed that I'm having really trouble shaking the sciatica, that pain that surfaced post-surgery, and it kind of makes me favor it on some level. So I have more knee pain than I used to have. It's just not good. I'm going to get there. We're going to start trying something new this year. Other than that, though, my life is just so blessed. I'll ask prayers for the women on our upcoming women's retreat this weekend. I like how we prayed for them at Mass. Please pray for the women on retreat next weekend and for the men who are just about to sign up. Guys, if you're in this parish 2 weeks from this weekend, we'd love to have you. And now we sit at the end of one year, the dawn of a new. We have 2 masses, 5 p.m., 11 a.m. I'll lead both of those. So if you do come, of course, we'd love to have you. You will hear this homily just slightly more practiced. And in any case, I just hope it's the start of a great year of your life and for this world. Our gospel question, this past year, did it go by too quickly, too slowly, or just right? Thanks for joining. A man hasn't been feeling well, so he goes to his doctor for a very thorough checkup. A little while later, the doctor comes out with the results. He says, "I'm afraid I have some very bad news. You're dying, and you don't have much time left." The man says, "Oh my gosh, that's horrible. How long have I got?" The doctor says, "I'm sorry, but you only have 10. The man says, 10 what? 10 months, 10 weeks, 10 years? The doctor continues, 9, 8, 7, 6. Oh, wait. That silly, very tenuous segue brings us to the reality of the passage of time. And it suggests to me a thought about this invention, the remote control. Now, if you like TV, movies, maybe you found this a helpful thing, right? If we don't like what we're watching, we can change channels, or if we get to the scary scene or boring part or commercial, we just zip fast forward right through it. And I guess in the same way, if we really like something, we could slow it down, freeze frame it, rewind it. And my thought was, the remote control, wouldn't it be great if we had something like that for our lives? We get to those tough times, like tensions in a relationship, and we just fast forward. It's finals week. It's a period of unemployment. We just fast forward. We're recuperating after surgery or an illness. Wouldn't that be great? Just fast forward through those times. But those happy times, my gosh, wouldn't it be great if we could slow those down and savor them? Those moments where your child crawled into your lap and fell asleep and just got to hold her or hold him, just to freeze frame that feeling. Or that time when you were at the wedding reception and just danced with the band, and just rewind that and feel that all over again. Or your whole family is gathered together and you're in the other room and you hear everybody laughing and getting along. She loved to slow-mo that, right? I remember when she grabbed your hand and held on to tell you that she cared. Again, wouldn't we just love to be able to somehow slow that down. Freeze frame those moments in life, right? Savor them, even rewind and relive them. Wouldn't it be great? Except, of course, we all know that in life there is no such thing. We can't do any of that. So what do? I suggest that we do what Mary did on this, her feast. Mary didn't have a remote control for life either. She couldn't fast forward through the tough times or slow down, freeze frame the beautiful moments any more than the rest of us could. But in today's gospel, we hear what Mary did do. And I love this. In this easily unnoticed but truly important line, we hear Mary kept all these things and reflected on them in her heart. She kept all these things and reflected on them in her heart. In other words, Mary nurtured her interior life. And she was able to slow down inwardly enough to see things for what they are, right? To let it all belong. To savor, to trust, to stay true in the midst of it all. Mary's life, as we know, would be filled with some wonderfully tender moments. Of course, it also had times with plenty of just like chores and work to do. Also, her life had periods of intense, incredible pain. And I think of like how when her baby was an infant, she and Joseph had to flee with her child for their lives, their child's life, I mean. And there were those other moments when Jesus would just cuddle in her arms. There'd be those times when the whole Holy Family just laughed, or their extended family as well, right? Times of tension and fear. And I bet there were those times when she would feel Joseph take her hand just to let her know that he was there, that he cared. And of course, that indescribable heartache of watching her son die. Mary knew enough to keep a place inside of herself for all of these things and to reflect on them in her heart. And it was because she worked on this reflective interior life that she was able to let there be pain without inflicting pain. She was able to suffer loss without becoming bitter, to experience betrayal with not becoming vengeful. In the same way, Mary learned to savor the good times for the gifts that they were, right? To savor them, to notice and see them as they happened, and to be aware in the moment that she was being aware of those moments, right? You know, she knew that those moments could not last forever. So I believe because of what she practiced, she would be able to notice them and take them in, right? And because of that work, Mary was able to trust and sense that God was with her through it all. She stayed connected to her God and to a spaciousness inside of herself, a place of deep wisdom, to all that was good and true inside. You know, and she had seen enough unfold already in her young life to know that she could not even imagine what might happen next half the time. But because she took the time to reflect and pray, to think, she was able to stand before an unknown future and to trust that love would always be there. You and I, right now, we stand at the end of one year and the dawn of a new one, and we do so without a remote control for life. I mean, if you look back, reflected on your life a bit this past year, It'd be a mixture, wouldn't it, right? I bet many blessings, some perhaps little letting go, some hopefully great joys, perhaps some crushing defeats. It's all the part of who we are. And you probably couldn't have guessed a lot of what would unfold. And as we face this new year, I don't think we could expect, or know for certain at least, what this year will hold either. And certainly there will be some of all of that again. And we face all of it without a remote control. So, like Mary, may we do the work to nurture that place inside, to nurture our interior lives so that we may keep hope in the tough times, savor the simple blessings in the good times, and know that God is with us each step of this coming year and each moment that each day holds.